What is going on, everyone? Tim from Tirfon Orbital. So today I would like to talk about an install and build. It's not a build. I didn't build the hilt, but I did modify the hilt. So this was an install, commission, and modification request for a Subversion from Ignition Saber company. So I have said this time and time again. All of the hilts that TJ from Ignition Saber Company has offered to date have been awesome. Not only have they been fantastically machined and detailed and intricate hilts, but they have always been great blank canvases for modifications. The Subversion is a great example of this. The recent Ocularis has been a great example of this. They're just always great hilts to modify, right? So the customer for this particular install had a number of requests. He had a vision for what he wanted this hilt to look like. And it's been a while. It had been a while since I had done a project like this. I don't often take weathering jobs on. I don't often take like big custom builds like this on. It's been a little while since I've done it, but I do like doing them. And I do love working on the Subversion. So this one was a lot of fun to do. So I want to talk about the modifications that we did to this hilt. Obviously, we're not going to come into Fusion because this does have a very, very simple board holder chassis in it. I didn't do anything custom with this one, so we're not going to talk about that. But we are going to come up top and talk about what we did with the hilt. And then obviously we will do a demo, right? So without further ado, let's come up top. All right, so here it is, the Subversion from Ignition Saber Company. This thing it's an awesome hilt. It's an awesome hilt stock, right? Like from factory, it's just got so much going on with it. It's so, machining wise, it is a phenomenal hilt. We've got a brass crystal chamber, brass rods. It's like two-tone. It's hard to tell that it's two-tone now, but when the hilt is brand new, it's just a beautiful, beautiful hilt, right? So as you can probably tell, there's a lot going on customization-wise with this hilt. So I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up, right? So first and foremost, there is a D-ring at the bottom here. All of these modifications were requested specifically by the customer, right? So D-ring at the bottom, the D-ring has been heat stained. I did actually take some liberty with some things, right? So this D-ring, I heat stained it. There's just something that would look really off to me if there was a brand new shiny D-ring on a weathered hilt, right? So the D-ring has been heat stained. I did rivet this to the bottom. I did not want to like tap and thread a screw with a nut on it. It just like, riveting a hole or riveting this to the bottom just seemed like it would look better, right? So this has been riveted in place. The entire hilt, I've done an aluminum black treatment on it to make it look grimy and used. The customer wanted it to look really, really dark, like borderline black. I didn't want to paint the hilt, right? But we did try and keep it as black or as dark as possible without looking, black, right? Making our way up. So all of the brass pieces have been naturally weathered with a vinegar and salt solution. That's how we get, I don't know if this is going to come up on camera, but that's how we get those greens, that green crusty patina on that brass. Oh, I'm not even on camera. That's how we get that green crusty patina on that brass. That's something that was specifically requested by the customer, right? So that brass has been weathered that way. The crystal chamber and the rods have both been weathered that way, okay? We have got some red wires on both sides of the hilt, something reminiscent of like a Jedi killer that was also requested by the client. So those are just, I drilled some very, very small holes into the body of the hilt, right? And that's where those wires go. And then I just kind of fish them through this channel and they both go up into the crystal chamber, okay? As for the crystal chamber itself, we have a real quartz point in there. The crystal is lit with 2 neopixels on the top and bottom. Inside of the chamber, we have 4 pico LEDs, okay? 2 of them are flickering red. 2 of them are pulsing white. And that was another request by the client. I've done this in the past, it's actually been a long time since I put pico lights in a Subversion like that, but that was a specific request as well, okay? These steel ball tactile switches have been bronzed, okay? The way that I did that, I just a simple bronze paint application with, I like put my magnifying glasses on, painted them, made sure to do it before I drank my coffee, and then I sealed them with some matte spray, right? Very, very, very carefully as to not like, we didn't want to freeze them up or anything, right? But I did want to seal them so they didn't rub off with time, okay? All of the hardware has been heat stained, okay? This thin neck, I don't know if I really call it a thin neck, but the neck section has been given surfing patina treatment, okay, in bronze. This is actually surfing 255, I think is the color code. It is surfing gold, but if you leave it on longer than the suggested time frame, it turns into like a deep bronze or brown. So that's what I usually do when I want a bronze color. And then I seal it with a gloss, like a high gloss spray. Okay, so I tape everything off and then seal it with a high gloss spray just to kind of protect it, right? And that's it, right? Upper emitter section has been given a little bit of a battle scarring. Okay, I also tapped and threaded a 5/16 knurled thumbscrew that also serves as the blade retention. And last but not least, there is a custom blade plug up here as well that was also requested by the customer. Okay, a lot of mod, actually not a whole heck of a lot of mods going on, but just like enough, I feel like. Not too crazy, right? But I'm happy with it. I think it looks great. So anyhow, let's use this guy. So to get at your battery compartment, on the back of the hilt, there are 2 screws. I have taken one out already for the demo, right? So you want to unscrew those. Actually, first you want to unthread your pommel, okay? We have a 28 millimeter speaker down here. This is from Smuggler's Outpost. Take off both of your screws. There is your Proffie. So this is a Proffie V3 build. Here is your battery tray. Spring side is towards your speaker. There is no kill switch in this build, so you are effectively the kill switch. When you put your battery in, the hilt is on. And you want to slide your cover back in place. Be mindful of those red wires. And then you just put your screws back in. I'm just going to put the 1 screw in. And you're good to go. And there are those pico lights. I don't know if that's going to come up on camera.
What is it? Father, I'm a Jedi now.
All right. Let's come down to the bottom. So I don't know if this is going to come up on camera. Those pico lights are a little bright, but they give a nice, like, sparking around the crystal look, right? It's a loud hilt. Let's see what else we put on here. So let's put a blade in it. So this is a 1-inch blade holder. You want to make sure that knurled thumbscrew is backed all the way out, okay? Rest your blade on those PCB pins. Rest your blade on those PCB pins and tighten your thumb screw. You're ready to go.
Lord Vader.
So this has been set up with to the customer. So we're going to talk about how to use the hilts, right? So as far as switches are concerned, right? Oops. If you are looking at your switches, the top switch is your aux, bottom is your main. To access color wheel, you want to hold down aux and tap main. You're going to hear an audible cue. Rotate your hilt to find what color you like and then tap main again. And that'll lock that color in place. Let's see what else we put on here.
Smooth fuzz.
There are a number of other, for Proffie, there are a number of other button configurations, not configurations, but as far as like button combinations go to navigate Proffie. I'm not going to go through all of them in this video. However, I will add the button combinations in a text file on your SD card just to make things a little bit easier. But there's plenty of
Volume menu.
it's like you can access your volume menu if you'd like while the hilt is off. If you tap main or hold down main and tap aux,
Maximum volume.
then you rotate your hilt to lower or raise the volume. When you find a volume you like, you tap main again,
Exiting volume menu.
and it'll lock that in. But the Proffie is very, very robust. I mean, you can pretty much do everything with the buttons while the hilt is off. I mean, you can even migrate blade configs and everything. It's just, it's a lot to go through in one video, right? Anyhow, that was the Subversion from Ignition Saber Company. This one was a lot of fun to do. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done, I wouldn't really call this heavily customized, but it's been a while since I've done a modified hilt like this. And like I said, the Subversion is a perfect hilt for that, right? So to the customer, thank you very much for trusting me with this project. If anyone has any questions about this particular build, please do not be a stranger. And with that being said, may the force be with you always. Have a good one, everybody.